What is the secret to great abs, Mo Salah?
Well, the abs made in a kitchen, not in a gym first. So you have to really eat well.
So name the one food, Mo, that I need to turn my 3-pack into the Mo Salah 8-pack.
I can tell you foods that you need to cut it from your food. So
please tell me one, for Lord's sake, please.
You need to cut bread, at least have a gluten-free bread, less dairy. Don't eat cheese that much, and stay in the green stuff. So.
Oh, man.
I don't want that reaction, so you ask for it, and the sugar.
Oh, don't take away my sugar, baby. What is incredible to me, 2013, what I believe is your final season at Szoboszlai, you played against a Groningen side that featured a certain young centre-back named Virgil van Dijk. And Groningen, they got the win that day. Virgil said he remembers keeping a clean sheet against you.
I think Virgil was lucky that I only came in 10 minutes before the end. That's why he could keep a clean sheet.
There is something, the aura here, the history, the legacy of the armband. Is that what you're saying when you say, like, especially at Liverpool?
Well, Liverpool is one of, if not the biggest club in the world. So if you are the captain of one of the biggest clubs in the world, you know, it's that responsibility is not only for the people in Liverpool, but it goes all in the world, even to America.
To be honest, I watched a couple of games, but only like big games when I was a kid. Liverpool is one of the big teams, so I was watching them in a couple of finals. And of course, the main guy, Steven Gerrard, everybody knows him. So yeah, it was always one of the biggest teams.
Every footballer dreams of that, is to win prizes. Yeah, to win prizes at the end of the season. We want to have, maybe one, maybe more, you know. So you have to dream big, and for example, in my life, I want to win the Prem for sure one time. So yeah, we just want to, if we can, you know, you have to dream big and you want to win everything. So we will see.
In your professional career, you made over 460 appearances, mostly as a midfielder. But you also watch your dad coach amateur teams. And one of your own youth coaches said that even as a 9-year-old, you were, quote, making other players better by coaching them on the pitch. How did you first develop your leadership skills? And when did you realise that being a leader was really your greatest strength?
Okay, let me add to this 450 game that I scored 100 goals.
Noted.
And I think it's a bit exaggerated that at the age of 9, I already told my teammates what to do. But
10 then?
Yeah, maybe 10, yeah. If you become successful and become a manager of Feyenoord and Liverpool, the stories become bigger and bigger and bigger, and they start to exaggerate more and more. But I do agree with you. I think people always feel and think that being a manager of Liverpool or Feyenoord has only to do with tactics, but I think it has a lot to do with how you transmit your ideas to your players and how you make them full of energy every day, and therefore you need to have some leadership qualities as well. Yeah.
I think if you look at a lot of teams recently, especially after such a big figure leaves a club like Liverpool, it's hard to replace, and there's always a kind of a period of going through the motions, really, I think, for other clubs. But for us, it's been so smooth and we've just cracked on with it. And I think it was quite obvious from the first few sessions that we were going to have a clear identity that suited the players. The managers came in, not tried to change too much, but almost, you know, put his twist on the way that we played before. So it's not been a complete change.
Yeah, you know, he's turned so much footballing consensus wisdom on his head, Arne. You know, they say you need big players to come in last summer. They say it takes time for a manager to adjust to the Premier League. And they always say it's impossible to be the man who follows the man. But tactically, can you put in your own words, what's different about the team this season?
We're so kind of assured that we're going to get results in games, I think, because we believe so much in game plan. And you know, I think it's always important, I think, especially under a new manager, to have a relationship that works both ways, which is what we've got. I think he needs to believe in us that we're good enough to carry out the game plans and go and get the results, and, you know, understand and apply what he tells us to do. And then likewise us as players, we need to see that the style of play and the tactics and the game plans are working and will get us results. And I think from the first few games we really got that.
I don't think many of our games looked easy or effortless. It's always been a fight. It's always been, not always, but 8 out of 10 times a close margin. And maybe that's even a bigger accomplishment, because if you are that good that you can win games by 3, 4 or 5 goals margin, it's much easier maybe to get the end result you want. But if you have to fight every single game for a 1 goal margin lead, I think that makes it even more difficult. But it is the new reality in the Premier League. And that's what makes it even harder to be so consistent as we were this season.
I mean, you talk about it feeling like home. There is a strong Dutch contingent at Liverpool. You, your team captain Virgil van Dijk, midfielder Ryan Gravenberch, Arne Slot's arrival. Does it feel like the heart of the Netherlands team now beats on Merseyside? Almost from the inside of that squad, there's something definitively Dutch in modern Liverpool's DNA.
Yeah, I think we are now with a few Dutchmen here, but I think it don't feel that way, you know. I think we are a real family over here, and doesn't matter where you're coming from. So when I was new and I came in, they really treated me from the moment I arrived like a brother. So I think that's the biggest strength of this club. So doesn't really matter where you're from, but you really just join the family. That is a big strength, and that is a big strength, and I think that's why we can also show that on the pitch, that we're fighting for each other and then get the results.
Can you describe what Arne Slot does in the locker room at the half, Cody? Is it mental adjustments or is it tactical changes?
Both. I would say a lot of mental and intensity adjustments, but also a little bit tactical, but mostly a reminder of how good we can be, and that we have to put more energy into the game, and then on top of that play the football he wants us to play, and this week turned out pretty well, so that's good for us.
There were special moments, special when Virgil just before the end had a goal in against West Ham. Trent doing this 10 minutes before the end against Leicester. I think big players always show up in big moments, and that's what they did. But I can also come up with Brentford away. 90 minutes played, 0-0. Darwin Núñez scoring a goal. I think Trent assisted that one as well. So we've had a few of those moments, of those big moments during the season.
How have you changed as a player and a person since you arrived in Liverpool summer 2017?
I changed a lot. As a person, you grow. I came here 24, now I'm 32, so it's 8 years in the city. My kids are Scouse now, so they know the language with the accent as well. So it's a big change. As a player also, I developed a lot, and now I'm one of the experienced players in the team. But also your role is changed from in the field and outside, and also as a player you feel like you are aware of everything in the game. You're more calm, and you know the football more than before now, because when you come you were like just really young and just like excited most of the time, and you can't really control your emotions in the game. But now you can handle it well because you have more experience and you deal with a situation as it's done 100 times before. So now you can control your emotions in a game and just try to set a good example for the young players and just play your game. That's the most important thing as well.
Dom, how long did it take you to learn Scouse?
I still can speak Scouse.